Oh my God, it is early in the morning.
Yeah, it is.
Jesus.
Lucky I'm here.
And I see
Welcome.
a bunch of people here
Yeah.
at the Abbey
Yeah, good turnout.
in Mount-Washington.
That's
The
right.
Uptown
Toon
Abbey.
Army in attendance.
Toon Army Baltimore, stand up!
That's normally when you should like yell and scream.
Yeah.
Everybody's
stressed out at the TV.
I was going to say, well, there's tension in the air just because it's a Tyne-Wear.
Yeah.
Hey, let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston?
Arsenal fans have another Sam. Right day, the fucking Gooner Graham. Stump of a lord. Look straight in shorts. Sam Graham, hey.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to the DU Football Show, a completely biased recap of the English Premier League or the third round of the FA Cup, as told by two common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and across the way from me, this emotional bag of luggage we're going to unpack together, Mr. Samuel Graham in full pound. How we doing, sir?
Pretty good.
I think he's still having flashbacks from all the VAR mishaps that happened in the Arsenal-Newcastle match
Come on, I'm
earlier
not
this
Gary
season.
O'Neill. It's fine.
All right, and
worry about it.
also joining us today as well, our boy, my brother from another mother,
What
my
up?
fellow man of the drip,
That's right.
Alan. How we doing, good sir?
I'm good, baby. Tyne-Wear Derby. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it's
See
gonna be
the
exciting.
The very tense crowd here, trying to keep their pants on.
Yeah.
As I said, we're recording here at the Abbey in Mount-Washington. Should you want to chat with us, there is many ways that you can. Mr. Graham, tell the good people how they can get in touch.
Absolutely. It's at DU Football Show on all the social medias and dufootballshow@gmail.com to get in touch via email.
Very good.
You can get in touch with Alan at shityourpants.com.
That's right. Drop 3 points at stjamespark.net.
As customary for us, we do like to drink alcohol, but we're letting the bartender get the tables kind of right, the TV right first, and then we'll go ahead and worry about the alcohol.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later, no problem.
We're going to drink beer. That's what's going to
Very
happen
easy.
because that's what it is customary to do at 7:45 in the morning on a Saturday.
As you all have come to expect from us.
All right. Well, Mr. Graham, here comes the part of admin where you need to be ready, which you probably aren't because your phone's not in your hand yet.
No, well, I didn't know we were doing this shit. Didn't even know we were starting. That's why I
Yes.
didn't have my jacket off.
We're ready. We're in there.
It is the FA Cup third round, and of course, so far we've already had a few matches, and we're gonna, once Mr. Graham pulls up the scores, he's gonna recap what's happened so far. Really, none of that matters, Alan. Why? Because of Tyne-Wear. We have a Tyne-Wear.
That's right.
And I can, but before Graham gets to that, I could just tell, a little tension in the room. I know we're all having flashbacks from the Bulgarian wall of defense that was Dimitar Mitrov and the mighty Cambridge United when he set a FA Cup record, 837 saves in a single match.
Yep, most
in
ever.
a 1-0 defeat. I know that's a little tough on you.
Yeah.
I do love that we are playing to an audience of ourselves right now, which is pretty great.
It's great.
Are you
I
ready?
mean, even Keith doesn't care anymore.
Yeah, the game's still not on, so no audience right now. It's fine though.
So,
Are you ready
Mr.
for the
Graham,
scores?
go ahead and run through the scores so far.
If there was any other example that there's too much fucking football right now, Crystal Palace 0, Everton 0, and a claw your eyes out game on Thursday to get the third round started. Well done, lads.
We've got live TV, folks.
We've
Brentford-
got TV finally.
Brentford and Wolves drew 1-1 on Friday. Fulham 1-0 over Rotherham, and Tottenham 1-0 over Burnley in a actual dominating performance, but they just couldn't get the job done.
The Geck is checked in on the chat.
Hello,
and
Geck.
says Ipswich is up 1-0.
Ipswich up 1-0 already. How
They
about
are.
that?
So is
that.
Oxford United.
The Tractor
actually.
Boys?
What's that?
So is Oxford United over Coventry right now.
Very good.
Away
We
to
love
Coventry. in
Fun fact, we lost to Oxford in this tournament before as
We don't
well.
need to talk
Yeah,
about previous
heard.
losses. Positive energy, Alan. Positive energy. Jesus Christ.
Tyne-Wear.
Well, just going to say real quick, obviously the Tyne-Wear. Alan, give a quick shout out about the Tyne-Wear Derby, and then we're going to get the fuck out of here because they're already shaking hands.
Yeah, for those who don't know, a local rivalry, Newcastle and Sunderland. They're separated by only a couple of miles. A lot of hatred from back in the parliamentary and royal separation days. But look, we haven't played each other in 8 years. Newcastle, my beloved Newcastle, has lost 6 in a row prior to that. This is the biggest thing. We're out of Europe. We're out of the Carabao Cup. This is our last bastion of hope, and we got to do it against our biggest rivals. So let's go, baby.
Excellent. And the good news is you literally have 4.5 players in your starting lineup.
Correct.
Which is an improvement of the 3.5 that you had the week
That's
before.
right, that's right.
So everything's going to go perfectly fine. Nothing to see here, you looky-loos. And we will be right back at halftime.
I've got a fun fact about magpies.
They steal stuff. And punch horses.
Hello, folks. We are back. Halftime. Alan, why don't you have a little word with these good people?
Hey, check. Everybody, listen up. Want to get a song going, so let's start it up. The Bladen Races. If you don't know the words, the lyrics are on the table. Let's go. Hey, Joe, you got me? Oh, lads, you should have seen us gunning. All the roads along the road, just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all the smiling faces, coming along the Scotswood Road to see the Bladen Races. Black Rod away, Black Rod away, Black Rod away.
Nice.
1-0 up.
1-0 up. That calls for a woollycopter, doesn't it?
It does. It's
the third round of the FA Cup tradition now.
All right, I went ahead and did a costume change. I got on Pickford jersey, but I want to make sure I do this correctly. Are we doing this right, guys, from Pickford?
Everybody, Gator Arms has made an appearance. Gator Arms is here. He's here.
Little arms.
Please no punching.
We also have a horse for free punches. No fee whatsoever. If you want to punch a horse, step right up. We'll give him a whack. There he is.
The other key thing to also make sure of, guys, let's make sure, as we're all wearing black and white, do not punch each other on the pitch, as you'll have been prone to do. I'll tell you what, 1-0. Newcastle up in the Tyne-Wear. This is absolutely perfect. Alan, what more could you ask for, man?
Not much. An own goal? Give me another own goal. We don't even have to work today. Like, the guys are taking fucking 90 minutes off. We can do Ian is not a fan of Sean Longstaff. He loves him in spirit. He hates him on the pitch.
Yeah,
Yep, absolutely.
Basically. I mean, he missed the best chance of the game, honestly.
He did miss the best chance of the game. We've had some good chances. We're starting to really take control.
It was obviously, kind of fortunate circumstances that Newcastle did score the goal.
Yeah.
Kind of fortunate.
Yep.
The defender had to make the challenge because
100%.
Isak was there. Obviously on the doorstep, wide open goal. Wouldn't have been a problem. Should have been a penalty before that, though.
Should have been a penalty as we look at it on the screen over here. No ball. He had an arm. He had a fistful of shirt. Nothing. No.
Absolutely nothing at all.
No reaction from the referee whatsoever. But hey, that's fine. We're still 1-0 up.
I would argue didn't even play the ball. Could have been a red. Could have been a double jeopardy situation.
I think might have been why he wasn't fouled or given the foul is because he would have had to send him off. Maybe didn't want to influence the rest of the match with the sending off in the 30th. But
obviously.
But definitely a shout for it.
But you know what else I don't really care for, honestly, Alan, is the fact that because you're at a championship stadium right now, the use of VAR is not there.
That's right.
Which means that, say, Sam and Everton on Thursday, VAR came into play with Dominic Calvert-Lewin getting sent off. That means teams are playing in the same competition under different sets of fucking rules.
That's right.
Can't stand that.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Hate it. And you have a Premier League referee who now for the last last 3-4 seasons has been used to reffing with VAR and Craig Paulson, who doesn't have the use of VAR.
Yeah.
There's 3 or 4 times, just his body position looked completely unnatural to me, to use the refereeing term.
No, I'd agree.
The absolute twats.
And it keeps the whistle in their hand instead of letting them pull.
It completely changes the scope of the game.
And you could tell in that call that he did not make, he was simply, his brain is wired to go, oh, well, Die in the Sky's going to tell me that I missed that.
I have somebody to help me. Yeah.
Somebody will let me know. And what's shameful is, I mean, to say VAR has jumped the shark is a, kind of an afterthought. But you look at it, and that game on Thursday, the red card to DCL, his reaction was priceless because it was just this. Really? That's what we've come to now?
Exasperation.
Just turned around and walked off. And you hear all the commentators are like, it is the most shameful red they've ever seen.
No, the most shameful red was Willie Bolly in the Premier League getting sent off for a perfectly clean tackle.
That's
absolutely shameful.
That's very true.
There's been quite a shambles.
Calvert-Lewin studs were showing.
Yeah. There's been quite a few shambles of calls in the league this season.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, somehow VAR is getting worse.
I did tell you before the break that I had a fun fact about magpies.
Oh,
yes, please.
All right.
Inform.
So the Latin term for magpie is pika pika.
Pika pika.
So you know, in case Ash Ketchum was around.
In case Ash Ketchum's here.
But if not, pika also is a part of a term that is used to describe a human eating disorder, and it was derived from that exact Latin name because of the magpie's propensity to eat seemingly random things.
Yeah, they do eat anything, really.
Now, also,
sausage rolls.
Also, what we know about birds is they tend to regurgitate what they eat for their young. So in the fact that they'll eat just about anything all the time, much like a 11.95 pound
sausage roll from Greg's.
and then regurgitating into fireplaces. Why would you ever hate Mike Ashley? It seems like he is the ultimate magpie.
He actually turned into a human from a magpie. Yeah. He was a magpie bird and then formed into a human and bought Newcastle United.
I thought that was pretty funny. And it made total sense. And that was a marriage made in heaven, honestly.
Yeah, it really was.
Well, I will say if this score holds up and Newcastle ends up winning, there will be many of the Toon Army Baltimore throwing up in fireplaces today, because there's also Ravens Steelers later on today as well.
That's true. Yeah, the Toon Army Baltimore is in for a long day. I've already 2 shots of Jameson and 2 Guinnesses in.
Nice.
I don't have a watch on, but I'm looking at my fake watch, and it's, I don't know, not 10.
I'll tell you. No, it is 8:43.
It is 8, so there you go. I'm there at 8:43. We'll see what happens in another couple of hours.
What do I say? Hooray!
And to keep up with what we are drinking, we are all drinking Guinness. Of course, the boys are drinking the dark stuff, and I am trash, so I'm drinking the blonde stuff.
Oh, give me a point to that black stuff.
The point of the black stuff.
Give me a point to the black stuff.
Mr. Graham, why don't you go ahead and pull up the scores of everything else going on around in the FA Cup, because there's something I want to inject straight into my fucking veins right now.
I believe you're talking about the Maidstone United, the only MUFC that I'm aware of. 1-0 up over Stevenage currently. Coventry 4-1 up over Oxford United. Ipswich 2-1 up over Wimbledon, and Leicester 2-1 up at Millwall. Newcastle, obviously, as we've previously discussed, 1-0 up over Sunderland at the Stadium of Light.
Fantastic. Love it. We got our next guest up we've been wanting to chat with. We have Ian here. Ian, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good considering the time of the bloody morning.
Yeah, it is a little early, isn't it?
Yeah, at least it could be worse. You know, I was talking to someone last night out in Seattle, and they were getting up and going to the bar at 4 o'clock this morning.
Oh, it'd definitely be worse. That is for damn sure.
I was up at 5:30.
I got up at 5 this morning. Yeah.
And my fucking match didn't even until Sunday.
I was gonna say, could you even sleep? You know?
Yeah, you know, I've been a Newcastle fan all my life. I turned 55 at the end of this month, right? So, you know, the games are games. You know, we win some, we lose some. That's how football is, you know. There's no. I see all these fans that get really, really upset about the fact that we're losing, and this. It's like, it's part of the thing, you know. Look how many injuries we've had over the last, 6 months. Look how many games we've been playing over the last 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you can't win them all. So, you know, and we're way ahead. Last year was a fluke. You know, I love the fact that we got to Europe, but I said before we got there, I said it's going to kill us. because we don't have the depth of squad.
Absolutely.
You know, now we're on the place where we can start building. You know, we should have finished top 10 last year. We should finish top 10 this year. Top 6 next 2 years, and then top 4 pushing after that. You know, build the squad.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right about that.
Well, we were joking earlier that so far in the last 2 months you have been fielding a team of about 4.5 players every single match. It seems like with the amount of injuries you've had.
Well, yeah, we've been playing academic kids. You know, kids from the academy. You know, luckily we've got that young Miley who's an absolute blinder. In fact, he should have started today over Longstaff, in my opinion. You know, you look at those Champions League games. You know, half the players were on there were people I'd never even seen them. You know, we can't compete when we've got a squad that's using academy players, no matter how good they're turning out to.
Absolutely right. 100% right. It all came very quickly. I mean, the overachievement of last season almost set you up for disappointment this season because of that.
Well, it is. You look at all the blogs and everything. You look at these fans going, "Oh yeah, we should be doing this. We should be doing that." When the new owners took over, they said we've got a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
Right? So let's stick to that 5-year plan. Like I said, last year was an absolute fluke. There was no
Absolutely.
reason. We shouldn't have finished top 4. We did, and it was fantastic. It brought us a bit more money in. But look what we're doing now. We're struggling because our players are injured because they're playing all those extra games.
The amount of football you all have played has been absolutely ridiculous, especially that back line.
Yeah, and we've been playing with the same team. The team picked itself. We didn't have anybody. You know, I was looking at the last few games, and we've had goalkeepers and defenders. We've got no midfielders. We've got 1, maybe 2 attackers on there. All right, I know people are starting to come back from injury, but still, you know, the squad is so depleted.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% right.
It was kind of funny this morning, a little tension in the room, not just because it's a Tyne-Wear derby, but also because we couldn't get the fucking TVs right.
Yeah.
So it's like we're trying to talk and everybody else is just looking at the TVs going, make it fucking work.
Make it work. Yeah.
And that's something as well we have to live with. You know, all these different competitions, they're all on different channels.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's
each competition sells its own rights.
ESPN, or they're all, you know, you've got Peacock, you've got ESPN Plus, you've got what's the other one?
Paramount for Champions League. Yep.
You know, it's and it's all to do with money. You know, don't get me started on that aspect of the bloody game neither. You know?
Absolutely, 100%.
Well, Ian, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to get ready to get back into the second half, everybody, and we'll be here at the end to recap everything and also recap the games as well. And, of course, be sure to check us out at DU Football Show on all the social medias.
And dufootballshow@gmail.com to get in touch via email.
Excellent. We will be back at the conclusion of the match.
Cheers, guys.
Love it. All right, we are back. The match is over. What a start to the second half. Isaacs with the quick goal off yet another Sunderland mistake.
Yes.
And then, of course, Isaac ends up with the brace as he scores late in the match on a penalty that Anthony Gordon drew. And Newcastle wins 3-0.
3-0, absolutely. Fantastic result for Newcastle, obviously. It's a big monkey off their back. Especially after that first penalty wasn't given. It was very, very tense in that first half.
Oh, gosh, yes. Also tense as well, just here at the Abbey. You know, even at 2-0, there was a couple of times that Sunderland was starting to press, and you could just tell everybody in the room's like, no, don't let it happen.
Take a look at what's going on over there real quick. They're cuddling the sex doll.
Yes, we did not describe, but someone came in with a sex doll with a Sunderland jersey on it, which is very fitting. I did enjoy that.
Absolutely fantastic. You know, it's what you like to see, the good, wholesome family fun that football's become.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Graham, why don't you go ahead and go over the scores around the rest of the FA Cup third round, and then we'll get Alan and Keith up here to chat a little bit as well.
Absolutely. So we've had Coventry finished up 6-2 over Oxford United. Ipswich 3-1 over Wimbledon, who did see a player sent off in that game. Leicester 3-2 over Millwall, and then obviously Newcastle 3-0 over Sunderland. Now, I'm sure you've been waiting for this one, Sam.
Right.
Maidstone United Football Club did the business over Stevenage at home, 1-0, and that's what we live for. The lowest ranked team in the competition in the 6th tier of English football.
We got Alan coming up here. Yes, as we were just recapping.
Into the 4th round.
Yep.
After beating League One Stevenage.
Yep, as we were already talking, as Alan comes up here, the Stone, the mighty Stone, get the win at the Village Ground over Stevenage. Take that sweet brown drug and just put it right into my arm, right there.
Careful, we are in Baltimore.
It's
Sam.
not going between my toes. I don't want to hide it. I want people to see that mark.
I'm not there yet.
I want people to see that mark.
I'm not a Stone junkie yet, but I'm almost there. Yes, sir. Love you, brother.
All right, so real quick, just one very important question. Alan, can you finally fucking smile? You won a Tyne-Wear derby.
Absolutely, man. Oh, God. It's been 8 years. 8 years plus.
I know.
Convincingly, which it should have been because we're fucking better than them. But go ahead.
The one time I would say that I was happy to see Sunderland win this tie. The one time was when Big Sam was on the touchline.
Yeah.
And it made his little fat face very sad.
It did.
And that was exciting to me.
We were talking
'cause I
earlier
can't stand him.
before you showed up about like my most hated of results, and it was the Paulo Di Canio slide in the suit.
Yeah,
He got grass stains on his Armani, and I was furious about it.
No, he wasn't wearing Armani.
No, it was.
He's a fascist.
Yeah.
He was wearing his great jumpsuit. Don't worry about it.
Sorry, Versace.
Alan, you had told a little story about how everything went today because it was 6,000 Geordies going to the Stadium of Light.
That's correct.
Tell everybody for the listening audience exactly what happened on getting everybody to the grounds today.
So 6,000 Geordies, they allowed us somehow to take that many of our supporters to their away stadium. So in order to keep everything organized and to stop horses being punched and other things that happen in Newcastle.
Post game?
Yeah.
Many a horse are being punched tonight. Many a horse are being punched.
It's not a Newcastle horse though. It's a Sunderland horse. But like to your mention, so this is such a divisive derby that Newcastle had took it upon themselves to force season ticket holders to have to meet at St. James's Park.
The Sports Direct Arena.
It's St. James's Park now. We're long gone from the Ashley era. We're long gone from the Dort Spirect. So, yes, all of our ticket holders, 6,000 ticket holders, had to meet at St. James's Park, get onto a bus chartered by the club, drive over to the Stadium of Light, and then get handed their ticket and told to walk right inside. Because if there was any gray time, any down period, horses punched, fucking Mackham's knifed.
Oh yeah.
You know, it would have been an absolute disaster. So absolutely, crowd control was. They're probably still there singing because they're not
100%.
leaving for another hour or two.
How could you leave when you were set up with such a brilliant accommodation inside the Stadium of Light?
Oh, they made us feel at home.
Brilliantly.
They made us feel at home.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody saw this story in The Guardian, but Sunderland have been made to apologize to their supporters after an ostensibly friendly yet incredibly naive gesture on the part of the club officials before Saturday's derby. Around 700 of the 6,000 strong contingent of traveling supporters paid £600 a head to purchase special hospitality tickets in the Black Cat Suite, which comes equipped with a bar. In an attempt to welcome them or possibly reduce the prospect of any vandalism, the normally red and white themed suite was specially decorated with black and white banners and signage emblazoned with slogans including "We Are United" and, bizarrely, "Cheer Up Peter Reid," a song that Newcastle fans used to sing against former Sunderland manager Peter Reid. Very good. Social media storm erupted on Thursday when pictures of the new decor appeared online, leading to Sunderland admitting that the temporary rebrand represented a serious error in judgment and that the space had been returned to its original state. Fucking brilliant.
Fucking brilliant.
Hey, if
What
you're
a
gonna,
small club mentality.
yeah, exactly. Like, look, I understand we got bought by the richest group in the world, and we have all this money.
Those aren't quotes. That's real.
That's true. That's true. It's very true. But you don't do that to anyone. Doesn't matter how much money they have. Are you making the Arsenal bar blue for Tottenham? Absolutely fucking not. Are you painting anything red in Goodison Park?
No, absolutely not.
For them to do this, like I even looked at it and I was almost offended. And I'm a Newcastle
what are you
supporter.
doing? I wouldn't
Please.
want you to do that for me.
No, I don't want it.
I want the sticky
I want
floor.
you to feel hostile towards me. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. It's fine.
This famously brings up that other point I've mentioned it multiple times on the show. The only place in the world that you can find a Coca-Cola logo that is not red is at the Bombonera.
That's true.
In Argentina.
Yep.
Because Boca Juniors will not have a red and white logo in their stadium, period. Because that's River Plate's. So
right.
Coca-Cola, if you want to fucking do it.
Do you want to sell Coke here? We can buy Pepsi. Pepsi's blue.
It's black.
Right. It's something that's worth mentioning because we didn't talk about it at the start of the show, and Sam and I have chatted about a bunch, is the brevity of what the Tyne-Wear is. Like, you think of derbies and you think of the Northern London Derby, you think of the Merseyside, you think of the Manchester Derby, which has become very one-sided.
The Derby d'Angleterre.
But for me, in that top five, hands down with a bullet, is Tyne-Wear. Tyne-Wear is a nasty fucking derby.
Absolutely.
Both towns are one club towns, and they're situated, 15 miles apart? Maybe?
12 miles.
apart. Yeah. Exactly. And to give you an idea, I looked this up last night as well. As far as I could find on the internet, only 13 players have ever directly transferred between the two clubs. And Newcastle were founded in 1892, and Sunderland were in 1879.
Yep.
So you're talking about over 130 years of history, and only 13 players have moved. That's
have gone
one
club to club.
person a fucking decade
Yeah.
has directly transferred between the two clubs.
Absolutely.
Over 20 have played for both, but they had to stop, at least one stop in between.
I've spent the last week or two talking to newer English fans who don't really understand and trying to explain this to them. And I definitely compare it to those River Plates, those South American derbies, those, not even domestic club derbies. This is almost on a level of an international, where it becomes like the hatred is so deep. And yes, it's been 8 years, so it's taken a little bit to kind of figure ourselves back out to get back into the hatred. But those who have been around, this is natural.
Well, they know what it is. You're exactly right.
This is natural
it's like
for
the
us.
old firm.
Yeah,
it's like the Roman
I woke
derby.
up this morning and I said, I miss this. I miss this because I used to do this twice a year.
Well, so you know what? People ask me all the time, it's like, what do you think of Tottenham this year? What do you think they're going to do? Right, as an Arsenal supporter, do you hope they get relegated? I mean, because it's funny.
Yes, a little.
But no, because Batman needs Joker.
Correct.
Right? And I couldn't imagine West Ham and Millwall. They haven't been in the same league in fucking 30 years.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do without them. If I had a season where my derby didn't happen, it's like, well, there's 2 Saturdays.
Dude, it took us a couple of years to understand why to grasp the derby not happening.
Exactly.
And so when this draw happened, dude, the Newcastle and the Sunderland worlds went ablaze.
Oh, it was proper Green Street Hooligans vibes. If you remember the movie, when West Ham drew Millwall in the FA Cup in the
madness.
And that's the glory of the cup, though. That's what it is. That's the point.
Absolutely.
Well, dude, and you know what?
And then you get stories like
you two as
Mansfield.
neutrals immediately hit me up and we're like, Tyne-Wear? And I'm like, you know what it is.
Oh,
Let's go.
had to. Alan, I want you to stick close, but I want to get Keith up here and get his thoughts on the match. But I want you to sign us off when we're all done, okay? All right, perfect.
Cheers. Hopefully the mic's got that.
Alan, remember,
If the
while
mics
you're in
didn't
there,
catch
if you
that.
play with it more, if you shake it more than twice, you're playing with it. Okay, very good.
Let's say you're having a wank then. Just say you're having a wank. It's fine. Oh, it's all the way down there. He just, obviously this is an audio feature. He just scratched his ankle with his heel.
Yes, he did.
Indicating that his cock was that long.
Keith, how are you, good sir?
Pretty good. How are you two gentlemen doing?
Doing
Not too
fantastic.
bad. Happy to be a part of it. Thank you all for welcoming us.
Yeah.
How happy are you to finally A, have a Tyne-Wear again, B, beat the shit out of them, and C, do it in their building?
Yeah, getting the clean sheet was cool too. Dubravka made some really nice saves. It was a lot of. This is actually the first one I can't remember actually watching on television.
Right.
A Tyne-Wear derby because it's been so dang long.
Yeah. Honestly, it has been. It's been fucking ages.
I did
2016 was the last time they played.
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah.
Yep. And then unfortunately, as we said, 6 straight for Sunderland. So yeah, I mean, like it bears worth repeating. We walked in this room and nobody gave a shit about anything other than the TV working and Newcastle scoring. Like there was a legit tension in here.
There was what, 18, 19 people here already when we did the first segment of the show.
Yeah.
Not a single fucking person looked at us except Alan. Because everybody was like, put the password in the fucking TV!
Well, we've had a few little snafus like that in the past here, so everybody's not today.
No, please not today. Yeah. Well, I made sure I brought my iPad just in case. So we were set regardless. And luckily they got it to work and we were able to watch the Mighty Stone.
Yep, we did get to watch the Mighty Stone as well. Honestly, the most important question for DU football supporters is, do you have anything to say to Alan Brody right now as the two of you are in a dead heat at the top of fantasy?
I was actually shocked to see my position the other day. I checked the standings and I said, holy crap, how did this happen? I'm used to wallowing mid-table and I'm okay with that, you know. I'm happy being in, being Patterson.
He's pulling a Pone Cares more than I do. He's just like, Alan, I know you're checking it every 5 minutes. I'm just amazed I'm in second.
When I saw I was in first, I was shocked.
That makes it sting just a little bit more for
Not
Brody.
supporting the elbows, but look where I am right now.
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah, and I think one of my first couple picks was lovely Mason Mount. That one really worked out for me.
Yep.
I'm just over here catching strays.
Yeah, you are.
I'm trying to. I lived in this city for 7 years, never had a problem. I walk into a fucking tune bar, now I'm catching strays left, right, and center.
Hey, Alan, it's been, a dozen years since you beat Sunderland, so they're feeling chesty right now.
We're high as a kite.
Gotta take it when you can get it, right?
Yep, exactly.
Championship squad. Yeah, I took the horse mask off. Stop punching me. Fucking hell.
Absolutely brilliant. Well, Keith, thank you so much for having us here today. It has been absolutely fantastic. You mind passing over to Alan? We're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up.
Good chatting with you guys.
Yeah, thanks,
Safe
dude.
drive
Really
home.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I got you.
I'm back. What's up?
All right. Well,
Oh my God! I haven't seen Hatem Ben Arfa. I haven't seen that in a while.
Hey, Adam.
I didn't know they served cake here.
Hey, Adam, come here. We were talking about your Hatem Ben Arfa. This beautiful shirt. It's one of the finest number 10s that France has ever produced.
He was just too into his cake.
He was just too into cake, man. Cake.
Well, that's why he never reached the Eden Hazard levels of overweight.
It's true. It's true.
Because he did show up
kept
every
himself
he did
fit.
show up every preseason.
Kept
But
himself
sad
fit.
on the big side.
Kept himself
Hatem.
fit just a little.
Alan's insinuating that in love with the cake meant he in love with the cocoa.
I know what we're going
I gotcha. I was
I wonder if
mistaken.
that reached public domain yet, or if it's just Steamboat Willie.
It's probably there.
All right.
The internet's forever.
Well, boys and girls, that is going to wrap it up here from the Abbey in Mount Vernon. Thank you so much for having us today. First, I throw it to you, Mr. Graham. Any parting words?
Absolutely. Well done to Tyneside. Yeah, you guys deserved it, absolutely. And I'll sign off with these last two words before I say goodbye, obviously, because I always have the last word. Pika pika.
My brother from another, Alan.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. Sam's, you know I love you both like fucking family. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us and experiencing a Tyne-Wear derby. First time in 8 years.
This is the first time it's happened since I was just a wee lad.
Yeah,
so
wee
it's
lad. Yeah, he wasn't even of drinking age back when we. I
think we had just started doing the show.
I know. But tell you what, man, this was fucking brilliant. I loved it. The atmosphere was more than anything. We knew we were gonna batter this fucking lot. They're terrible. They're fucking terrible. And they let 6,500 Geordies come to their home and take over and paint their walls and tell them to go fuck themselves. So up to fucking Geordies. You're welcome.
Excellent. So everybody, if you want to check us out, DU Football Show, wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, Mr. Graham, should somebody want to support the show a little bit extra, how would they go about doing that?
Oh, very easy. Let me get the old leg out here for a second and push them together. It is patreon.com/DU Football Show. Sign up to that one beautiful $5 tier. Very easy going. $5 a month to get all the extra content. That sound check where we do an actual sound check. Sometimes you don't hear anything. Other times you hear all the things. Then it's injury time, which is commonly referred to as DU After Dark. A lot more sex jokes. Still a bit of football to be talked about. A lot of fun.
Excellent. And of course, it is definitely like real sex on HBO.
Full penetrative real sex.
It's like real sex, but
like, why is the fat guy saying real sex?
Of course, we are now going to race home to sit in front of our TVs and bounce around on ESPN Plus to watch all the 10 o'clock matches. And should you want to check us out on Monday, we are going to be recapping the entire third round of the FA Cup. You can watch us live wherever you like to stream your podcast. And of course, our show will be released on Tuesday. Until then, everybody,
up to Geordies and get in your stone.